The slime ball bolorama sorority babes. No, believe it or not, this movie originally was titled The Imp. And then they come up with this incredibly long title, and they end up telling us through mid-shooting that they're going to call it Sorority Babes, the Slime Ball Bolorama, and we were all amazed. But
Michelle Bauer. She's one that had a different trajectory than the other ladies. They're all known for doing, Playboy videos or magazine shoots, but Michelle Bauer went underneath the pseudonym Pia Snow and did a number of adult films, bondage films back in the 80s.
Benet's Bloody Bits.
Welcome to Triple B. My name is Jason Benet. Bob Clark, rest in peace, was one of the best filmmakers that we had. In the 70s, he gave us Black Christmas. Really, it's a prototype slasher film. It's a movie that influenced John Carpenter to make Halloween. Bob Clark would later go on to direct another Christmas movie, but one that's quite different, A Christmas Story, which is a classic that gets played, once a year, right around the holidays. There's a 24-hour marathon of it. So that shows you, how the movie has just aged, and it's probably more popular now than it was when it was released 40 years ago. But then there's Porky'S. That's right, 1981 film. 20th Century Fox was the distributor. This got a major theatrical release. It made a shit ton of money. It really is the king, the granddaddy of sex comedies. I mean, right, the poster tells you what it's about. The peephole, looking through the shower on, these girls in school that are, should be left alone. But nope, they're not, Unfortunately, at that time, those films were boys will be boys. Wouldn't go over very well now. Wouldn't be made today. I mean, that peephole ends up turning into a glory hole. And, that's, relegated usually to adult films. I mean, you don't see it, but we know that happens in the movie where the guy sticks his unit in there and it gets tugged on. It's also an early role for Kim Cattrall. Again, made a shit ton of money. That's always going to mean, a sequel. Then we got Porky's 2 the next day and Porky's Revenge. And they're not as good as the original. That usually happens, right? First movie sets the bar so high that the follow-ups can't live up to it. So you got 3 movies and you think we're done. There's no going back. There's no remake. There's no reimagining. But that's not true. And I found out firsthand because I spoke to the filmmaker, Brian Trenchard-Smith. Now, you might know him from Dead End Drive-In, Night of the Demons 2, Leprechaun 3, and Leprechaun 4. I happened to go to a signing he was doing at a video store, probably around 2008, 2009. And he was really gracious. Brian was there talking with fans, and he had his laptop. And he opened it up. And me and a couple other people there were like, we want to see what, what's on the screen there. And he had Porky's 4, also known as Porky's the College Years, Pimpin' Pee-wee, and he showed us a couple minutes of the opening. And right out the gate, it's a redo of the shower scene from the original film. And that's it. That's all he can give us a taste of it. And, and I asked him, can I do an interview with you for this website I write for called Killer Film? And we did. And that's where I learned a wealth of information. One, that the movie was the producers, the contract was about to run out. So they kind of rushed into production, this reimagining, remake with, 3 college friends who open a whorehouse, and character's name is, Pee-wee, and there's going to be a lot of sex and nudity, and but the movie was not going to get a theatrical release. It wasn't even going to get a home video release. It kind of was just, let's just make it, put it in the bank, and see what we do with it later. So there's no VHS, no DVD, no Blu-ray, no 4K. This film, I like to just call it Porky's 4 Pimpin' Pee-wee, because it is the 4th installment of the series. I didn't get to see it till probably 10, 15 years ago. It was on cable. I've got to watch it on repeat. It's been on Tubi. I'm not sure if it bounces back and forth between on and off, but it's an entertaining film, and it just deserves a Blu-ray release. I don't know if a boutique label can step in and convince these rights holders to put it out. I don't think a lot of people even know it exists, especially with the title Pimpin' Pee-wee. You might not think of it as the fourth Porky's film, but it is, and it's enjoyable. I could see someone like Vinegar Syndrome picking it up, maybe MVD Rewind, but give us a physical media copy of it in some form. A Blu-ray would be cool. It just can't believe it's been 16 years or so since the movie was shot. Brian Trenchard-Smith was disappointed, said he's never had anything like that happen to him. And I'd love to own it. And I'd love to do an audio commentary for it. I just think it's, these sex comedies are kind of like my wheelhouse and my comfort zone. And it kind of brings back to a different era. And it's, people wonder, why don't they make sex comedies anymore like they used to in the 70s, and particularly the 80s, the golden age of those films? Well, newer films try it, and then sometimes this happens. They get dumped and never to be seen again. But let me know in the comments below. Have you seen it? Look for it on Tubi. Hopefully you can check it out. And let me know what you think. And hopefully, we'll keep, fans will keep banging the drum, and we'll get this movie put out on physical media, Blu-ray release sometime in the future. Thanks again, as always, for watching. Take care, and talk to you soon.